Macropods are a collection of iconic Australian animals, including species like wallabies, quokkas and kangaroos. Let's revisit some of our favourite Zoos Victoria macropod moments, starting off with a double dose of cuteness. The births of a Kangaroo Island joey and an eastern grey kangaroo joey.
So very exciting time here at Kangaroo Fauna Park. We have recently had a couple of Kangaroo Island joeys emerge, and we are starting to see some of our eastern grey joeys emerge as well.
Kangaroo Island kangaroos live mostly in South Australia, where winters are colder, resulting in a darker, thicker fur than their cousins, the eastern grey kangaroo.
We've got 2 female Kangaroo Island joeys, and so far we've got 1 male eastern grey joey. We're yet to find out what our other one is. It's at the stage at the moment where it is still spending most of its time in the pouch. We do suspect it's coming out during the night, but we're yet to see it out. So hopefully soon we'll see that little one popping out. It's a very exciting time for the mob. Usually at the start, Mum does take them over into a secluded area just to get them used to being out of the pouch, but eventually they do join together in one big mob and they spend a lot of time with the rest of the family. So the habitat that the kangaroos have here at Kangaroo Fauna Park is quite a large area. Kangaroos do typically hang out in larger groups, so they do need a wide open space for things like grazing and resting, so we give our kangaroos the opportunity here as well.
Let's hop on over to Werribee Open Range Zoo, where 2 joeys of different species became hospital mates.
Here at Werribee Open Range Zoo, we had the privilege recently of treating 2 iconic Australian species, a joey eastern grey kangaroo and a joey wombat, that sadly found themselves in care due to their mothers being hit by vehicles. These little ones are extremely vulnerable, and the stress of being found by the side of the road, combined with diet changes as well as potential injuries from being hit by the car, can present with a raft of health problems, and in particular we find digestive issues. When these little joeys come into us, our heart sinks at first because we're always worried, are there injuries that won't allow them to thrive? But when we have cases like these ones and we can see them through their medical care and then onto being rehabilitated by carers and eventual release, there is a no better feeling.
Melbourne Zoo recently welcomed a smiley macropod, known affectionately as the world's happiest animal. Quokkas are a small wallaby species that are native to Western Australia. Although they're mainly ground-dwelling, they are surprisingly great climbers, just like their international cousins, the tree kangaroo. Native to Indonesia and Papua New Guinea, the Goodfellows tree kangaroo is a distant cousin to the Australian kangaroo species. Shorter and stockier in nature, tree kangaroos are arboreal, spending most of their time in branches rather than grazing. Hillsville Sanctuary recently celebrated this unique species.
Today, to celebrate World Tree Kangaroo Day, we are doing a crunchathon. Get to listen how noisy our tree kangaroo is when he's eating.
9-year-old male Baggum was happy to oblige. Using #Crunchathon, organisations all over the world shared footage of tree kangaroos munching away on some of their favourite snacks.
So tree kangaroos are very noisy eaters because, as you can see, they chew with their mouth open. Tree kangaroos out in the wild are considered a folivore, so mainly a leaf eater, but they do supplement with a bit of moss and flowers. Here at the sanctuary, they get quite a bit of vegetables, a bit of fruit, some greens, and they also do get their browse as well for the health of their teeth.
Let's stay in Hillsville and meet another macropod mate, the long-nosed potoroo. Keepers noticed that there was something different about female Violet.
We first noticed when Violet had a joey in her pouch, or pouch young, when we started noticing a bit of movement in her pouch and when it was a bit heavier and looking a bit fuller. This is really exciting for Hillsville Sanctuary because recently we haven't had much success with breeding the long-nosed potoroos. We have previously, but in the last couple of years we haven't had much success with the pairings that we've had. As the potoroo gets bigger, we will see a bit more movement from the joey out of the pouch. He'll be moving away from mum, hopping around, eating some of the foods rather than just drinking mum's milk. And yeah, you might see a little nose poking out of the pouch, some arms, some legs, and then maybe some tail, and they'll be hopping around exploring the environment.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more Zoos Victoria content, click the subscribe button.